Well, first off, Fijians will call just about any hot drink tea, and that's pretty much every drink they have is a hot drink of some sort. Whether it just be, I mean, they just boil water and call it tea, I'm sure, but a lot of the time you'll get, it's called Drowning Moli or Thomboy, which is like lemon leaf or lemongrass tea. And those missionaries are allowed to drink. It's really good, actually. You smell the leaf or the grass itself, and it just has a nice lemony scent to it, and it's just kind of weird. But they'll just boil that in water and mix in a bit of sugar, and it's really a quite delicious drink. You have to get used to drinking hot drinks when you're in a hot area and sweating all the time, but and they'll do just like warm, like heated up milk as well with a little sugar, and that's tea. But they do have quite a bit of, a lot of people are a big fan of their red tea, which missionaries aren't allowed to drink. That's not one of the good ones. And so you have to be really careful and clarify which teas to them are okay and which ones aren't, but you'll learn that from your companions. There is a very common cultural drink there called kava or grog or waka or yangona. Yangona is the main Fijian term for it. And that one missionaries not allowed to drink. You drink it, you're sent home. Like, it's a pretty big deal. But it is a sensitive topic in Fiji, and you've got to be careful around members too as well with it, because it isn't, anything that is officially declared by the church is against the word of wisdom, but it has been voiced against by apostles and by 70s, and it is discouraged. Members aren't allowed to get a temple recommend with it if it's a problem, if it's like a drinking problem that they have with it, and it can be quite a bit a problem. There will be some people who they'll just drink it every night and stay up all night drinking it, and it itself, from what I understand, tastes nasty, like dishwater, I think is one description I heard of it. But it does like numb your mouth and it relaxes you, and so it does have a drug quality to it. And they're very relaxed, laid back people, and so it's just kind of an appealing thing, I guess. But so yeah, missionaries aren't allowed to drink it. I myself liked to discourage it when I taught the lesson about the word of wisdom. I wouldn't tell people directly, this is, you can't drink this, but I would, teach them the principles of the word of wisdom and then ask them, do you think that, this fits with that, or do you think that would be okay? And for the most part, they're able to figure out, yeah, that makes sense why that wouldn't seem to fit with that principle. And so that's a sensitive issue, and I mean, there's plenty of members who enjoy drinking their kava and are very strongly opinionated that it's okay and it's not a big deal. And we can't really argue with them against that. But if it is a continued drinking problem, which it happens pretty frequently, then that's when you can say you have a problem and it's got to stop. So yeah, that one is a struggle and a tricky issue to work with in the mission, but follow the direction of the mission president on it, and he'll give instructions on it too in the mission. Right before I left, just before he was before the office changed, Elder Hamiel was the area president, and right before he was released from that and called to another position, he came to Fiji and he spoke, and I heard that he very strongly said, give it up. And he said that kava is, like, I think he gave 2 reasons why the church is struggling to grow in Fiji, and kava is one of those. He said if members would give that up, the church would just explode with growth. And so, I mean, there is strong support for teaching against it coming from an Area 70 like that, and I mean, there's quotes from apostles as well, but it is still a tricky one to work with. So